The day I laid my wife to rest. The president of our homeowners association shot my 8-year-old autistic daughter at the graveside. She thought she was targeting a grieving widower and his vulnerable child, unaware that I'm the deputy police commissioner, and her nightmare was just beginning. My name is Detective James Carter, deputy commissioner of the Westfield Police Department. I've seen humanity's darkest corners murder scenes, shattered families, and criminals locked away. But nothing in my 25 years on the force prepared me for the moment someone shot my daughter, Emily, at her mother's funeral. This is our story. It was a chilly November morning in 2023 when my wife, Laura, passed. Cancer had ravaged her for 2 years, but she fought with a fire that stunned everyone. She wasn't just fighting for herself, she was fighting for Emily, our daughter, who needed her more than words can say. Emily's heart was pure, her mind bright, but autism made the world a puzzle she pieced together differently. Laura had a way with her, a gentle voice that soothed Emily's toughest moments. When Laura died, Emily's world crumbled. "Where's Mommy, Daddy?" she'd ask, clutching the stuffed rabbit Laura gave her. I tried explaining death to a child who struggled with the abstract, but how do you make sense of the senseless? "Mommy's love is always with you," I'd say, holding her tight, her lavender shampoo filling my senses. "I'll keep you safe, always." I didn't know how hard that promise would be to keep. We lived in Pine Grove, a quiet suburb in Oregon where Laura wanted Emily to grow up safe, with good schools and kind neighbors. Most folks were warm, embracing Emily's quirks. But then Margaret Hayes moved next door. Margaret was cold, calculating, obsessed with perfection. A sharp woman in her 50s, she wore designer suits and drove a car worth more than most homes. Within weeks, she'd strong-armed her way into becoming HOA president. Her first target? The backyard playset Laura built for Emilia's safe haven with swings and a sandbox where Emily could create her intricate worlds. "That eyesore violates HOA rules," Margaret declared at her first meeting, flashing photos she'd snapped from her window. I stood there in my police uniform, fresh from a shift, my badge gleaming. "My daughter needs that playset," I said, voice steady. "It's where she feels safe." Margaret's smile was ice. Rules don't bend for special needs. The room tensed. Neighbors who knew Laura's fight and Emily's struggles shifted uncomfortably. Mrs. Lee, an elderly neighbor, spoke up. "Margaret, they just lost Laura. Leave the playset alone." Margaret's reply was venomous. "Death doesn't excuse disorder." I towered over her, my 6 feet 3 inches frame heavy with restrained fury. "My wife died a week ago. My daughter's grieving. That playset stays." Margaret's eyes burned, but she wasn't done. "She made our lives hell." Complaints about non-existent violations flooded the city. She called the cops over Emily's quiet playtime, claiming noise. She even reported our sprinklers for flooding her pristine lawn. Each claim was dismissed, but the harassment wore on Emily. Nightmares plagued her dreams of the mean lady stealing her safe space. "Why does she hate me, Daddy?" she'd ask. "Some people are just unhappy inside," I'd say, but my own anger grew. I dug into Margaret's past using police databases. What I found chilled me, a trail of lawsuits against families with kids, especially those with special needs. She'd targeted an autistic boy in her last town, driving his family out. Margaret wasn't just a bad neighbor, she was a predator. Laura's funeral was set for a gray Friday in December at St. Paul's Church in Westfield, where we'd married 15 years before. Emily wore the green dress Laura picked for her last birthday, clutching her rabbit. The church overflowed with love cops in dress blues, Laura's nurse colleagues, friends who'd seen her courage. Emily's speech broke everyone. "Mommy said my brain is special. Not weird," she said, voice clear. "I'll be brave like her." Tears soaked the pews. At the cemetery, as we laid Laura to rest, I spotted Margaret near the entrance, dressed in black, smirking. "Why's the mean lady here?" Emily whispered. I shielded her, but Margaret approached. "Commissioner Carter, about that playset," she began, her voice dripping with false sympathy. I cut her off. "Leave. Now." She blocked us, grabbing my arm. "This is public property," she hissed. Then I saw Ida gun under her coat. My training screamed danger. "Let go," I warned, Emily trembling in my arms. Margaret's face twisted. "Respect? For a defective child?" My control shattered. "You have 5 seconds to back off, or I arrest you." She reached for her gun. Instinct took over. Holding Emily, I grabbed Margaret's wrist. She fought like a cornered animal, half drawing the weapon. "Help! Police brutality!" she screamed, twisting. Her finger hit the trigger. The shot exploded, birds fleeing, mourners diving for cover. Emily's cry pierced my soul. "Daddy, it hurts." Blood stained her dress. Her shoulder hit. Time froze. I laid her down, pressing my tie to the wound. "Stay with me, baby," I begged. Officers tackled Margaret as she screamed nonsense. Paramedics rushed Emily to the hospital. The bullet had missed vital areas to live, but the trauma was raw. "Am I going to die like Mommy?" she asked in the ambulance. "You're coming home." Margaret faced charges: attempted murder, assault, child endangerment. Evidence buried: her cemetery cameras, witness accounts, her own journals filled with hateful rants against disabled kids. She'd stalked us, targeting Emily for being different. The trial was brutal but swift. Emily testified via video, her honesty disarming the defense's lies. Margaret, unrepentant, got 28 years. "You ruined my life," she screamed at sentencing. The judge was unmoved. "You shot a child at her mother's funeral. You ruined yourself." Emily's recovery was slow. Nightmares haunted her, but therapy helped. A year later, she stunned me. "Daddy, I want to see the mean lady." She wanted to forgive her. Mommy said forgiveness heals your heart. At the prison, Emily faced Margaret through glass. "I forgive you," she said. "I don't want you to feel bad forever." Margaret broke, tears falling. "I'm sorry," she whispered. That moment changed her. She joined programs, wrote remorseful letters. Emily kept one in her memory box, next to Laura's keepsakes. We moved to a new town, welcomed warmly. Emily, now 10, thrives, her new place at a symbol of resilience. She talks of Laura daily, of forgiveness, of love's strength. "Is Mommy proud of us?" she asked, swinging high. "She's so proud," I said. "You turned pain into something beautiful. What would you have done in my place? Could you forgive someone who hurt your child? Should Margaret ever be free, or does her crime demand a lifetime behind bars?" Share your thoughts, like, and subscribe for more stories.